Well, good morning. It is Saturday and I have missed y'all. Wow, I can't even begin to put into words the spectrum of emotions that we've been through this week. It's been from everything to uh, just abject depression to um, unspeakable joy. I mean, that's been the full spectrum of what we've experienced. And I hope you're safe and sound today. My goodness, there's so many things and so many people that we've worried about. So first off, I want to make sure that you're okay wherever you are. My goodness, we have been a diaspora of Southeast Texas citizens. I know that there was people uh, went all the way up to Oklahoma and Arkansas. We were in a different state of mind. Kristi and I were in Central Texas, and I know many people were in Waco, Fort Worth, Dallas. A lot of people went to Bryan College Station. We were everywhere, and I'm just glad that we weren't here. And I'm glad that Hurricane Laura didn't do here what she did over in Louisiana, at Holly Beach, at Cameron, at Lake Charles. My goodness, we were really, really spared. And for that, we give thanks today. I'm so glad that we have a sunshiny day in order to appropriately express our gratitude to God. And also at the same time, we lift up prayers for those who are hurting, for those who have lost loved ones, those who have lost property, those who have lost their livelihoods. For right now, we pray for them. And for everybody that's getting back on the road and coming back down here into Southeast Texas, coming back home, pray for safe travels. I pray that the power gets turned back on. As you can see, our power's on. Man, I'm just so thankful for that. So thankful that we had a place to go to. We got a lot of family up in Central Texas, a lot of dear, dear friends, and that's more precious than gold. Having people. And let me get in here. I've got a different kind of setup this morning, kind of a post Hurricane Laura setup, but let me give a shout out to Joyce. Joyce, I tell you what, would you give trouble? Give her an elbow for me. And uh, I hope y'all are doing well today. I'm going to be listening to the police scanner and make sure that everything's well in Copper's Cove. And Taya, good morning. Do they have hurricanes in Russia? I think that's what everybody wants to know. We may all come see you. We need to evacuate to Russia next time. So make us all of us here in Nederland, just a spot, and we'll come say hi. And we won't stay long, but while we're there, we'll expect to eat really well. So Taya, it's good to see you this morning, and thank you for your prayers for all of us down here in Southeast Texas. And Retha, you've had quite a week. God bless you. I hope you and Wayne are doing well. I've been thinking about you, praying for you, and I hope today is a good day for you. And Randy, hey man, I'm having a cup of coffee because of the emotional storm of the day. I had to revert back to my seaport, so I'm thinking of you though. So I hope you're enjoying your cafe au lait, your San Antonio blend. But it's good to see you. I hope everything went well for you in Houston. And Pearl, good morning to you. I hope that you're safe right where you are, and I hope everything is good. God bless you. And I'm going to give some updates for tomorrow morning on here. And Sharon, I hope everybody in your family did well. I hope you did well. God bless you today. Enjoy some sunshine, and I hope you're getting to enjoy some air conditioning. Carlene, hey, give Pat a big here. I've repositioned everything. I don't know where anything is. I'm going to blame Hurricane Laura for this, but give Pat a big fist bump. And Teresa, hey, give Wayne a big fist bump. I hope y'all did well. Memphis Avenue looks pretty good. I'm thankful for that. And Linda, hey, God bless you, Linda. Good to see you. Man, I'm going to talk about the Lord's Supper here in just a little bit. I'm just glad that we're all back in town, and most of us, a lot of us, have power. Judy, good to see you. I hope you're enjoying yourself in Cyprus. If you need anything done down here, send me a message. Love to help you out in any way. Sandra, good morning to you. Hey, thank you for the prayers for the boys. And I tell you what, we're looking forward to a good update on Archie this afternoon. We're just so thankful for the update on him getting off the that particular form of life support that he was on. Kristi knows the exact name. I just know it as the life support, and got on back down to a ventilator, which still is a pretty heroic measure. But that little guy is prospering. Y'all keep praying for Archie. I hope to send a picture to you, little guys, and just keep lifting up William and Archie in your prayers. Just looking for continued progress for them. Maxine, good to see you on here with us this morning. We want to. We're thankful for safety. Thankful for safety, and stay safe. And I hope when you get back and get settled back in, everything is all the electricity is turned back on. Mickey, good morning in Florida. Hope you're doing well. Just I hope you enjoy when we're going to do the Lord's Supper. Debbie, give Don a big fist bump. We did enjoy William. Hope y'all's electricity comes back on really quickly. Brenda, big fist bump to you. Good morning. How's everything up in Paris? I guess if things didn't work out for going to Central Texas, we could have come to Paris, Texas. We would have just we might have just made camp there. And I tell you what, here's a good guy, Paul. We're going to talk on the phone today. We were traveling all day yesterday. You have been on the top of my prayer list, brother. But I hope you're doing well, recovering well from your procedure, your surgery. But we're going to catch up in a big way. God bless you, Paul, and you've been lifted high in our prayers. Cynthia, hey, amen. I'm glad for no damage. Let's see. Boy, I tell you what, that power outage is going to stink. I know it stunk yesterday. It's going to stink today, but I hope everything gets back in order really quick and goes really well for you. And Brandon, hey, big fist bump to all those around you. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for checking in on us this past week. And Jennifer, I want to thank you and Brent for checking in on us. If he's out and about, we'll save this fist bump for him. But God bless y'all. Thanks for y'all's prayers and concerns and all that for the burdens down here in Southeast Texas. And Raina, good morning. I hope you're safe. Hope it passed by you without incident. God bless you. This was quite an event. And Chris Matthews, hey, good morning, brother. Glad you're on here. Good to see you, and I hope all's well with you. Hey, let me get to a few things that are going to be coming up. Just for you to know this weekend, first of all, I'm thankful that the Lord spared us. I pray for those that this hurricane hurt. Pray for those who lost, there was some loss of life. Pray for those families. Pray for everyone who's lost possessions that were important to them. Pray for everyone who's dealing right now with damages, and probably without electricity. Most of the people in our area are without electricity. And I know going into Louisiana, the issue is compounded. It's magnified. So we all need to join together in praying for people that were affected by this. And second of all, it goes out to everybody here in Nederland, and especially folks at First Baptist Nederland. Would you check in with me? Let me know how you're doing. Send an email out Tuesday, and I'm going to send another one out today just with updates so you can have a written record of what's going to go on and what's happening this weekend. But in that email was cell phone information for all the ministers, including myself, and you can just push reply on that email or the email that's going to go out later today with updates, with opportunities, with prayer. Just reply to that email, and let's just touch base. We have the opportunity to touch base electronically today, and I hope for anybody in the area, we have the opportunity to touch base in worship tomorrow. but just let us know what we can do to pray for you and how we can help you. That's the most important thing right now because there's a lot of resources coming into this area. We find that when we look around, that we are wealthy with resources and in our relationships. Somebody has something that someone else needs, and this is a great time for sharing, for collaborating, for working together to keep our community going, to keep each other encouraged, to lend a hand for those that need a hand. And this weekend is going to be, and we've all been stretched this week. To put it lightly, we've all been stretched this week. So this weekend, we're going to keep it really simple. Now, we had sent out Lord's Supper packets over the past couple of weeks. You might have gotten yours just this previous week. At the start of the week, I think the mail service stopped running here in Nederland on Tuesday. I'm not sure, but that's what I suspect. But we're not going to observe the Lord's Supper as scheduled. Now, if you're watching our worship service, if you're so fortunate as to be able to watch on Fox 4 Beaumont tomorrow morning at 10:30, you'll get to observe the Lord's Supper. But that's just because we cannot go back and change the video that we've already sent to them. It was sent off Monday, uploaded into the system, and it will be aired providentially Sunday at 10:30. But for everybody that's participates in house with us, or on Facebook with us, or catches the service on YouTube with us, we're not going to have the Lord's Supper this Sunday. That doesn't mean you don't go ahead and dive into Saved to Serve. This picture came from 2017 when Hurricane Harvey hit. That guy, let's see right here, that's Hayden, and he's down in a neighborhood next to us, right close to us, hauling a kayak around. He was floating around from house to house, delivering food, helping people move stuff out. We just thought that was a great picture of how we serve each other in times of need. Because of our recent time of crisis, we're not going to observe the Lord's Supper as scheduled. We're going to put that off for a little while. So go ahead and keep reading Saved to Serve. It's going to go along with the messages I'm going to start preaching next Sunday. But this Sunday on Facebook and in person and on YouTube, we're not going to observe the Lord's Supper. So hang on to your packets. I know there's a lot of people. We've sent them to Wyoming. We've sent them to Arkansas. We sent them to Florida. We sent one to Alaska. They're all over Texas. Please hang on to those for 1 or 2 weeks so that we can get everybody back into town and we can celebrate the Lord's Supper with as many people, many of our people, as possible. We want to do that in-house, which is in person. We want to do it on Facebook. We want to do it on YouTube. I'm not sure if we're going to go back and be able to retrieve the ability to do it simultaneously on television, but let's just get ready for that. We're gonna postpone that. So hang on to your packets, start reading your books, and let's proceed together. Everybody give me a thumbs up or a hearts if we're going to proceed together. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, also tomorrow, as we meet in person, the church has electricity, and just as importantly, the church has air conditioning. So we're going to gather in person at the church. If you feel comfortable enough to get out, come on out and join us. Worship will be at 10:15, and we're not going to have the worship slides and all that on the screens above. But hey, we're gonna access a resource that we haven't used in a little while. We're going to have the hymnals ready because we're going to be singing some of the favorite hymns of our faith. We're singing "How Great Thou Art." We're singing Alan shared with me all the songs, but we're going to start out with How Great Thou Art. And I can't imagine a better way to start our Sunday than singing How Great Thou Art to the Great I Am. That's what we're going to do tomorrow morning, Sunday morning at 10:15. Now, because I've not heard from our Bible fellowship leaders, I'm going to assume that those that are in town and have been meeting might want to continue to meet. So I'm going to have the doors open for the Bible fellowship leaders for their regular Bible fellowship, Sunday school, Sunday morning Bible study time. So y'all can come up, take advantage of having the building open, and we're just going to proceed like it was last Sunday. We're going to proceed like this Sunday was any normal Sunday. So let's get geared up to make the most of our day. But worship is going to be significant tomorrow. It's going to be significant because as we gather together, in spite of not being able to do the Lord's Supper at this time, we're going to sing those songs that are most precious to our faith. We're going to look at scriptures that speak to this occasion, that speak to our gratitude to God for his mercies, which are fresh and new every morning, our thanksgiving to him who holds the whole world, including all those storms, and including me and you in his hands. And we're going to form a faith perspective that sees God at work in mysterious and miraculous ways that causes us to want to join in with whatever he's doing. We're going to have opportunities in this season, in these next days and weeks, to join with him in ministry, to join in his kingdom work, to reach out to our neighbors, to make him famous all amongst our community. So why don't you come along if you're able? Now, we're going to be on Facebook as much as possible. I don't know how secure our electrical infrastructure is in the community. We might lose power during the middle of church. I don't know. There's still a lot of people without power down here in Southeast Texas. There's still a lot of people who are getting pretty warm right about now, this time of the morning, and it's just going to get worse throughout the day. But let's prepare ourselves to thank God as wholeheartedly as we can. We're going to be on Facebook as best we can, but if we lose service, we lose signal, we're just going to chalk it up to having a hurricane have blown through here this past week. But I hope you're able to join us. I hope we have a wonderful experience. I know you're going to really enjoy the experience. It's going to be meaningful to you if you're able to. But whether you're able to join with us tomorrow morning in person or online or not, please check in with me when you get that email I send to you, or just put a comment in the comments on this Facebook live feed, and I'll go back through there. I want to make sure you're okay. I want to know how we can pray for one another, and I want to see how we can help each other out. We're here to encourage each other, not just spiritually, but we're here to hold each other up in real, tangible ways that we'll remember with gratitude to God for the rest of our lives. So just keep that in mind for tomorrow. No Lord's Supper on Facebook or in person. If you're watching TV, there's going to be a Lord's Supper segment. But I hope for everybody that got their Lord's Supper packets, you hang on to the cup and the bread. Go ahead and start reading the book, the devotional book, and I hope you enjoy it. And I had a devotional passage I wanted to read to you this morning. Now, this passage is just so important. It's important that we continue to engage with God with hearts full of gratitude. Listen to what Psalm 56 says. Psalm 56 verses 12 and 13. It says, "I am under vows to you, my God. I will present my thank offerings to you, for you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life." That I may walk before God in the light of life. What a beautiful and powerful thought for each of us because we've been spared just as the psalmist have been spared. Let me enjoy a libation of Seaport coffee real quick. Southeast Texas coffee just tastes that much better when you get back down into Southeast Texas. Kristi and I made it back yesterday, so thankful to have power, praying for those that are without, looking forward to all of the electricity being restored. But let me tell you what I've learned out of all this. And it wasn't anything new, it was certainly a reminder and a reinforcement of something that God has taught us all a long time ago. First of all, that things are not nearly as important as people. Friends, you're important to me. That's why I want to hear from you, find out how you're doing, how I can pray for you. But when we were all packing our cars, it was imperative that we got all of our loved ones in the car before we made room for our treasured possessions. Because without the loved ones we had with us, our treasured possessions really didn't mean much. And when we were all running through the house, grabbing this, that, and the other things that were important to us, we left behind a lot of things that we would have been really upset if they had been broken or disturbed, damaged in any way. This event put things in perspective for us. You know, there are very few things that we can't do without, but we wouldn't want to do without the people that we were traveling with and the people that we were praying for, the people that our hearts are tied to. People are much more important than things. And, God sees things the same way. you know, he doesn't let us take anything with us from down here to heaven. He just wants us. And he's got it all prepared for us up there so that we're not going to want for anything down here, but he watches over us. And I'm thankful that as far as I've heard, everyone in Nederland fared pretty well. I'm thankful that I've not heard of any of my friends that have um, have suffered loss of life or injury. And if I do hear of anyone, I'm going to put it on the prayer request list. I'm going to put it out for prayer, and we're going to minister to them as as best as possible. But we have so much to be thankful for on this Saturday, having been passed over by this terrible storm. It puts things in perspective. The things that we thought were important were not important at all. The people that are around us are of infinite worth. Um, Basically, life is precious. Life is precious, and I'm glad that life was spared largely. I'm glad it wasn't as bad as what the weather station said it was going to be. I believe the phrase was unsurvivable storm surge. Um, and for those of us who got out, we certainly avoided that. But for those who stayed, they were spared that. I'm thankful for it because life is so precious. In this psalm, it says, "You have delivered me from death, my feet from stumbling." We credit God for the deliverance that we've experienced. We credit Him for the mercy that even on this day it seems so fresh and new and beneficial. We thank Him for His largesse. We thank you that He is greater than any storm we face, that He's greater than any calamity we may endure. He's greater than all the chaos that is amongst us, and He's going to help us put things back together. For everyone here in our part of Southeast Texas, to everyone in Louisiana, God's going to be giving us the strength to put things back together. You can put things back together. Lives are a different story. People are a different story. But let's be grateful for who He is, for His great love for us, and for His mercy for us. And it's important now. We're on the backside of the storm. The storm's gone away. Let's keep things going. We have to resolve after an exhausting experience like this past week was, to get up again and to get going. And if there were damages to your house or to your property, you know, that stuff's going to be put back together. Given enough time, it's going to be put back together. You're going to be made whole. But we have to keep going forward. You know, God is with us. He's holding us up. He's carrying us into His desired future for us. So let's go forward with gratitude, remembering in a real way how present the Lord has been with us throughout all this time of not being able to get together in person, face to face. The Lord has been present to each and every one of us in the storm, wherever we were, whether it was here in Southeast Texas, Central Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, Arkansas. Regardless of where we were, God was with us and He was listening to us and He was good to us. So let's praise God for His goodness to us. And when we sing, "How Great Thou Art," tomorrow morning in church, let's sing it with new gusto. Let's sing it with new enthusiasm. Let's sing it with new zeal because we have a new perspective on how good God is. He truly is great. So let's keep our neighbors, keep everybody that's still struggling with some aspect of Hurricane Laura in our prayers. Let's touch base with one another. Hey, go ahead and drop me a comment, send me an email, send me a text, drop me a note somehow. Let's check in. But if you have the opportunity, if you're in town and you're able to, you know, we're having worship tomorrow at 10:15. Probably won't be as many of us as there were this previous weekend, but for all who can gather, we're going to have a meaningful time of worship, worshiping the great I am by singing, starting out tomorrow morning, singing "How Great Thou Art." So I'm thankful for you, friends, and I'm thankful for your prayers for the Burden family. And just know the Burden family sends prayers for you. Let us know how we can best pray for you, and let's stay in communication this weekend as we move forward with faith and gratitude. Y'all have a great rest of this Saturday, and I'd love to hear from you at some point today. God bless you now.